Are we hot? Okay. A couple of announcements up top. First off, today is 3 years since my last drink. So here's to not being able to have nice things.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers. And then also just wanted to formally announce that I am no longer available for emotional charity work in 2025. So let's go.
Yes.
Have you ever heard this? If you have, listen.
Oh, snap. Welcome back. What's up, dude?
Back to the Cody Kai Cast.
Cody,
Who do we have with us today?
we got a couple buddies in this little studio today. Jimmie Dreams, what's up, bro?
Howdy, howdy. Thanks for having me.
We're hot, dude. We're hot. You can we were just talking forever. Y'all can just continue talking as if we had not, as if nothing went.
As if I didn't hit that vape like 5 times before we started.
It's our
Dude.
entrapment technique. It's how we get you to stay.
Yeah, no, it's nice to be here on 3 years with you drunks. I'm glad y'all aren't drinking right now. You're not. I'm kidding. How you doing, Kai? Good?
I'm chilling, man. I've had you know what I did the past couple days? I watched a fuck ton of Star Wars
Okay.
for Star Wars Day. You know, that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Forgot about that.
I went and saw Revenge of the Sith. In
Oh
theaters.
yeah, the re-release.
Yeah. And saw.
Like what, like Alamo Draft House?
Yeah, I did go to Alamo Draft House. Got some fried pickles. You know,
Okay.
Make the best fried pickles there.
Hooters.
I did not get any alcohol. I got a nice lemonade and then some popcorn with hella butter on it.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
told them the boot of butter. Just
Yeah.
put it all in.
Dude, I'm a pink lemonade fiend.
Yeah,
That's available. I'm slurping that shit down.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I love it.
Yeah, we're excited this week, dude. I rebranded the logo. So we got a new logo. So it's real talent. You guys, right?
Yes.
Something like that.
No, Jimmy, what do you like have an actual band that you play with, or do you just play?
Yeah, I have my own band.
Which is just
Under Jimmie Dreams.
Jimmie Dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you play as Jimmie Dreams, and yeah.
Or sometimes I'll do JD3 if it's a trio.
Yeah.
Or if there's 7 people, I'll still call it JD3.
Okay. Well, hey, it works.
And then it's just up to the audience
It
to
sounds
decide
clean.
who's not actually in the band.
It's the rule.
Oh,
It's
they
the rule
can
of
tell.
3, bro.
You're looking at them like, oh.
Yeah. No, it's the rule of 3, bro.
When you're
JD3.
when you're playing with that varied of a group, do you prefer a smaller like 3-piece, or if you've got a 7-piece where you got maybe some horns in there, is that fun? Which one is a preferred?
It really,
gig?
for me, it just depends on the length of the set and the familiarity of the group. Because, like Austin is, it's kind of just one big band with a lot of members, and sometimes you're playing with people that you haven't played with a lot. And in that case, I try to limit my variables. But if we have time to practice and get the thing right, then I'll go as big as
Yeah.
I want.
That's what I found with Austin. It's such a jam city where it's not like there are bands, of course, but there's such a great environment of like, yeah, let's hang out, let's make music together, let's go up on stage and have that sort of new experience.
Yeah, it's very inviting here. People are not as
Fucking love a good jam, dude.
they're not as cliquey or exclusive about it. It's like if somebody shows up and they're nice, they're gonna get to
Dude,
come and have a seat at the table.
we had some good jams at Steve's, bro, back in the dude, after like Sea-Boys nights and whatnot. Did you ever go to one of those,
No.
Steve's?
Oh no, I never.
I've been trying to get, Steve Starnshine? Steve is like one of the owners of, they own like a bunch of venues, but yeah, Empire, what is it, Parish on the other side. Yeah.
So Empire
A few-
Control Room, right?
Yeah, Lou, those dudes are cool. But yeah, Jimmy knows, dude. We had some good jams out there, bro. We had the pool. Shout out to Steve, dude.
Yeah,
This is a jam city though, but it's like I've sat in with you, bro. You're kind of an asshole, dude, on stage.
I expect the best.
Hey, well, no, I
Like
told
a
you I was
James
fucking with you.
Brown.
I appreciate it. I do.
called the
I really
shuffle
do.
and you played a straight beat. I couldn't sing the fucking song.
Bro, you don't make it clear to me. I can't hear.
When I say Texas shuffle, that doesn't mean play straight.
Listen, man, it's been
That's
a
gotta
minute.
be
All
the
right,
shuffliest shuffle
stylistically.
you've ever heard.
So fuck you. All right.
Yeah, fuck you.
You
too.
gotta know the
Thanks
lingo,
for having
man.
me.
Gotta know the lingo. The musician
No.
lingo.
Bro, nobody gave me more shit after my Kill Tony set than this fuck right here.
Well, first of all, I watch it every week, and it was really fun to see my friend on there. But second of all, it just so happened that every time you walked up on me, I was talking to someone else about Kill Tony for some other fucking reason. And I don't talk about that show that much. It just
I know.
so happened
We happen to talk
that
about all the
every
fucking time on this show.
Every time you were there, you walked up on me, and I was like, oh, yeah, and this asshole, he fucking bombed like shit on that thing.
Just immediately bringing it up. Just,
Well,
yeah, this fucker.
I saw just how far down your self-value went. You like started showing up on dates with ugly chicks and stuff.
Dude, that is
You got destroyed.
inaccurate.
I just
I
imagine
never do that.
you. I just imagine
That
you
is not how I
roasting-
roll. That is not how I roll.
I just
Maybe
imagine,
I'm exaggerating.
I imagine you roasting the fuck out of him, and then just seeing him out on a date and being like, "Man, I should like lay off a little bit." This is really getting to him.
I did feel bad.
Dude. Now, bro, I felt I was in a relationship when I had that set. Dude, but going back and watching it, and I was like, oh, I like made it out to be way worse than it actually was, which was like, fuck, all right.
I have a friend of a friend who was recently on there, whose name is Guana, which is female possessive of batshit
Yeah.
in Spanish.
Yeah.
And she was
Guano Bowl.
she was like
Collect the whole set.
I saw her the night after she did her thing, and she had said some kind of very revealing things about herself, but she was like, it's not gonna air for 2 weeks. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind for 2 weeks. And then when we finally watched the set, I was like, that wasn't that bad, You're just freaking out.
Well, obviously the panel makes it a lot worse. So
Yeah.
if it's bad, they're gonna make it like fucking horrible.
Yeah, that stage is a hot plate for sure. But we talked about a little bit about the difference between like the audience reaction in house versus when it goes live on YouTube. Because like there have been people who have like okay sets up there, and then people react to it online of like, oh shit, like this was actually really good. It was just kind of like an okay audience.
Well, I feel like there's some kind of like untold, unwritten law there that's like the opposite of the Apollo, where like they get just quiet, they get dead silent, and then like there's this empty space where laughter would be, and people just kind of spiral into that and totally lose their shit.
Yeah. I think being comfortable with silence on stage is probably like the biggest binder
Yeah, it's your
between,
fucking friend, dude.
Yeah, musicians and comedy.
That's why hecklers are annoying, because they fuck with your silence. Like if you're using silence as a tool and a heckler like steps on that, it fucks with your timing and it fucks with the punchline landing. It's fucking annoying. Yeah. Silence is your friend. If you know how to, if you're not afraid of it. Yeah. You just can't be afraid of it.
Well, if someone's a heckler, just tell them to shut the fuck up.
Well,
That
sometimes you
works
do.
every time.
Sometimes you do.
Yes.
Sometimes you do. No, I try to ignore them, bro. If I can, I'll ignore them. But sometimes they won't let you ignore them. Like they just won't. I had one at Lucky Duck not too long ago. It's a fucking little shithead.
Let me guess, they were drunk.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Are they high or are they drunk? They're drunk.
Nah, because if you're high, you're shutting the fuck
Yeah.
up.
I've never seen two guys get in a fight when they're high, because it's fucking impossible. Dude. Yeah, bro. No. Mac, who do you play? What's your band's name again?
Oh shit! It's called Ixagani.
Exagani.
Yeah, IKSA.
We'll tag it in the later. But yeah, right on. Cool. You guys have been coming up. You said you had some band drama lately.
Yeah, we did. But
Fucking band drama.
it was really nothing. I've seen. I grew up with my uncles, and they're in a band called The Brew that's been playing around here for like 40 years, and I used to see them get into huge fights, just like throwing shit. That's not how the song goes, you idiot! And then, yeah, but it wasn't like that at all. I mean, we just my drummer didn't like a certain part of the song, but it's totally fine.
Fucking drummers, dude.
Yeah.
They're fucking finicky. No, dude.
It almost broke us up. We actually did break up for a little bit.
Oh, did you?
Over a section of a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I offered to audition to be a vocalist in your project, bro, and you turned me down. I'm a pretty good vocalist, too.
I know, but
It's fine, bro. It's
Sarah,
fine, dude.
Sarah.
It's fine, dude.
Sarah,
I don't
Sarah.
mind.
Nah,
I'm just kidding.
Bring
Dude,
it
it's
up on microphone.
one thing about bands, dude. You could probably speak to this, dude. because you're a native Austinite, bro. You just turned 40. It was great hanging out with you on your 40th. I know you weren't there. Yeah,
it was a great time.
I was having fun. Actually,
I'm sure I was
your
too.
lady and I were having fun.
I'm sure I was having
your
lots of
lady and I
fun.
were having fun making fun of you, like No.
Well, I thought I could man up and drink that much and eat 60 milligrams of edibles, and that was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
Sounds like it.
Eyes were bigger than your stomach there.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I lost my train of thought on what I had just said. It doesn't
Well, you're
matter.
saying that.
Band chemistry. I was going to talk about band chemistry. Finding good chemistry with guys that you're playing with, like because there's so many talented cats around town.
Yeah.
There's like so many, and you can't play with everybody. So
Yeah.
who do you vibe with,
There's
and like
not
how do you
always
make
going
those
to be,
connections?
you know, it's usually like if you just get with somebody, and usually I like to be in a really, you know, flow state of mind, and if it can flow like that, and you know, y'all, you know, go off of each other.
Well, I think that's where jams come in.
Yeah.
Because if you go to an open jam and you find like some nights you're like, fuck, these fucking dudes are fucking terrible, but like other times you're like, damn, all right, yeah, like so you can find cool people to play with, but like you keep your own, you play under Jimmie Dreams, but it's like you still have other people that play with. Do you have your consistent band, or do you have?
Well, I have a team, you know, but sometimes I have to get subs.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like every band in Austin is that, dude. Every band in Austin, it's like you have the guys and you create a band, and then you're like, if you ever need a sub, like your bassist is not available, all right, let me get whoever.
Yeah.
And like so many bands help each other with that in that way, dude.
Well, it's just one big band. The city is just one big band, and we're all in it, you know. Like,
Dude, put that on a fucking shirt, dude. That was good. Was that just out of your
somebody
crawl
said
right now?
that to me the other day. I can't remember who it was, but
Oh,
I was
so
like,
it's
how
not-
have I lived here 40 years and never heard that?
That is great, right,
Yeah.
dude? Fuck. Yeah, I need to put that. We'll take that out in post. No, I'm kidding. That's okay. City's one big. No, that is so true, bro. So true.
I guess for me, when I'm trying to vibe with people, it's just being able to pick up things quickly, being able to adapt on the fly, being able to maybe have your head in a chart, but still have your head up and your ears open, so that if you hear the singer repeat that chorus, you know that you're not just going to stay on the book, and be able to find your place, and you know.
Well, and you get
professionalism.
it's tuning in, dude, and it was like it felt really cool for me, dude. Last time I sat in with Mike on a Sunday at Seaboys, when we played, I think I played with you. I locked in on it where I didn't even need anybody to tell me. It was just where the ending, because that's the thing, like people that are not in the music world, like you have to, like, we're speaking also to listeners that might not be in they don't understand this, you know, because that's like you're coming in and you've got to be on point with everybody you're playing with to know, all right, we're all like, what are we doing? And then you can feel it.
As you're approaching a transition, having your eyes up or your ears up to see if we're tagging the end of the song, if we're taking it home, or if there's going to be a bridge or something like that.
Yeah.
And there's a whole like third bass coach level of cues that you can give. Yeah, exactly. But then I give that one on we are for sure. But then I've worked with some blind musicians that, you know, you can't tell them we're going to a bridge. Yeah, D Madness and Juanito Castillo and some other guys too. And you cannot give them visual cues. And it's so much fun to watch people who are used to cueing that way come up on stage, and like D Madness is on drums, and they're like,
And then have to fucking come up with like
yeah, they have to like verbalize when they're not
Just
used to
tap
doing that. And so you're making two different sounds at the same time, and not everybody's brain is wired to like separate in that moment. They mostly just go fuck.
Well, dude, a lot of people think they got it, but when you get up on that stage, you feel the heat of those lights. There's the crowd's buzzing. You're like, you got to go. It's like, that's where you separate the men from the boys, buddy.
Yeah, I was lucky to. I had a pretty good gig when I was young, and they would have a lot of special guests come through that were like way my senior and way like
make you better kind of people.
yeah, like they can chew you up and spit you out, and they choose not to, and instead just show you how it's really fucking done. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, like I joke with you about like you're on stage, and it's like there is you're when you're on stage, you're Jimmie Dreams, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're locked in. Like I've seen you're a man locked in when you're on stage. I respect that.
Yeah.
That's why I have asked you to come sit in this chair. But yeah, that's the reality. Like if you're not in that state, then you shouldn't be on the stage. At least like not on this, like
Not on my stage.
Exactly.
But I think a lot of my interaction, it can be construed a certain way because I'm getting your attention visually. So what they're actually seeing is I'm bugging my eyes out and either mouthing very like visually or actually yelling, and they're like, okay, this guy's fucking pissed off and he's a lunatic.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to have fun playing music. I'm just trying to communicate effectively over the sound of all the amplifiers around us. I'm really not upset most of the time.
Bro, where do you play? You used to play Sam's Town Point a lot, don't you?
Sam's Town Point is my regular with my band under my name, and then I play Saturdays over at Continental Club with Earl Poolball, who was Johnny Cash's piano player for 20-something years, and played with Ro Haggard and them. He's shown me how to play country the right way.
Showing you how to play football.
Yeah, he's the right size for it. And then Sundays I play at the Continental as well. I do the matinees at Continental Club. And
Oh, I didn't realize that.
yeah,
So the earlier from the Bernals.
yeah.
What time do you play at?
Saturdays 3:30 to 6, and Sundays 2:30 to 5.
Oh, okay.
It's great. I always have a gig on Saturday, and if I don't have another thing after the matinee, then
I did not. There you
just
go.
take the night off.
Resident. If you're ever in Austin on a Saturday afternoon, you go to See Boys.
Yeah.
Check out Jimmie Dreams.
No, it's
Well,
Continental.
Continental.
With Marshall
Even
Hood
better.
at,
Even better.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Marshall Hood.
Continental,
Yeah.
great venue. If I want to go see a show,
Yeah.
great hang, See Boys.
Yeah. Well, because at Seaboys you can smoke and drink at the same time.
Well, and there's a
can
patio,
go
and there's not a patio
outside.
at Continental.
exactly.
Gallery, dope as fuck.
Yeah, I love the gallery. They have such great music in there, and it's
We're not supposed to actually say the word here. We don't talk about it because it's too cool, and we don't want it to be ruined.
I don't know. I mean,
No,
it's
there's
not like
let's
it's not
get
like
people
people
in
are gonna
there.
be there on a Wednesday. at
It's
midnight.
honestly like I might catch some fucking. I'm ready for all the smoke, dude. They need to mix it up on the gallery lineups.
Eh.
The residencies, dude. They need to switch it up more. Like you,
Somebody
like
has to
Josh
either die or
Purdue,
retire.
Josh Purdue, Josh Purdue, Josh Purdue, Josh Purdue.
Hey,
What's
he's on a
Saturday?
tear,
Josh Purdue.
you know,
But what
he's on
about
a
Friday night? Josh Purdue. Like prime go out nights. Josh Purdue. Josh.
And he didn't get
I'm,
a chance to
I'm
catch
nothing.
him the
This is
first
nothing
time.
against Josh Purdue, but there's other people besides Josh Purdue, and I don't even really. I don't know him that well. I know they're good. and I know you sit in with them probably a lot.
Yeah, I'll sit in with
Yeah.
them. We
But
have
it's
some
always
fun
the fucking
passing the
same.
guitar back and forth. Well, when he is out of town, like I can't remember the name of the artist he was playing with, but he's playing with this fairly famous B3 trio, I think based out of Europe or something. I don't remember exactly. But when he was out, they wouldn't just like call somebody like me or somebody who's musically adjacent to Josh to cover the gig.
Yeah.
They would have like we'd go do an acoustic set with Marshall or something.
Yeah, Marshall Hood played up there one time when Josh couldn't make it. Then also one time they had Graham Wilkinson, and then one time they had Jet Texas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Which is way more blues and psych
Yeah,
stuff and
yeah.
produced kind of on the soul end of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's like, dude, I just mix it up, dude. Like, bring in some like different vibe, different energy. Get James Atkins in there on a Saturday night, dude. Like, for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do something different with it where you like mix it up every now and then. Because like, it's weird. I'll go in there on the weekends. I'm like, this place should be crowded, but it's crowded on weekdays more so than weekends a lot of the time. It's like, yeah, but I think it's just because it's, I don't know.
It's like I found out that pretty much because I would pay attention to this. I work Fridays at the gallery when Josh plays, and before him, he's usually the last Jimenez, David Jimenez, who's amazing.
Yeah.
Crazy good.
And Saturdays, it's usually Beaver Nelson before Josh. But if it's a busy Friday, the Saturday is not going to be as busy. And if it's not a busy Friday, the Saturday.
It's always one or the other.
Yeah, it's like 80.
Well, there you go.
I wonder if that has to do with like there being other shows in town or whatever. Because
I don't know.
well, they're busy or when
Look,
there's not as much other.
I
stuff
like
going
pizza, dude, but do I want to have pizza every day?
Yeah.
on. I hear you.
Yeah.
You know what I
Variety,
mean?
Right, variety.
It's like, yeah. I mean, it's just good business in my opinion. Like, you just got to mix it up. Dude, like what's happening on Thursdays over there, bro, is some ridiculous shit. Like,
Yeah,
you know, you're there all the time.
the
you
homies
hit up
and-
Thursdays lately?
I'll go after Sam sometimes. Like
Bro, they're just crazy.
I went there one time with D Madness after our set at Sam's, and he was wearing his Kill Tony hoodie that says D Madness, I'm not gay on the back. And then he goes up to the front and stands like right by the tip jar, right in front of the band. So everybody behind him, like the whole entire bar, he's just showing off the back of his shirt or the back of his sweater.
Bro.
Like
D madness, bro. D. Bro, him and who does he play with? They're tonight at
yeah, he's got his band.
Bro,
D
they're
Madness
so
Project.
they're fresh as fuck, dude.
Well, the crazy way.
Have you heard them? You haven't heard them. Have you?
I
D Madness's like side project?
I've never seen them live. but
Bro,
I've
you
seen
need to go
some
to
footage.
C-Boys and check. Dude, they are fucking groovy as fuck, bro.
He uses this old keyboard that takes floppy disks, and he's been writing songs and saving them to these floppy disks for years and years and years and years. Like he wrote like
He always has his
3,000
glasses
songs.
on.
Bro, I love that we're hanging out with people and they're like, oh, they're going to do arenas, and then they come back and they're like, we're just hanging out. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
So in your experience, because you've been here, man, for your whole life, right?
Yeah.
You never moved anywhere else.
I've traveled a bit, but yeah.
you've always lived here. Like where does the music scene sit now? Like, let's say compared to like 20 years ago.
I don't
Better?
know. I mean, there's definitely
Changed?
there's definitely a stronger like indie scene, and there's I don't know 20 years ago I was brand new in it. There's still a lot of the same familiar faces, but it was I don't know, it wasn't as there wasn't as much whiny bullshit.
Well, that's all the Californians for you. Thank you, California.
And I'm whining about whiny bullshit.
Dude,
It
yeah.
pulls in the
Well,
negative
I mean,
Singer-songwriter.
same thing with the comedy. I mean, dude, the comedy scene here had a real charm to it before pre-COVID. Yeah, bro. I miss like 2019 Austin comedy scene, dude.
I never really went out to it much. I would sneak into Velveeta sometimes if I was playing an early or late show.
I love
or
the Velve,
something.
dude. Dude, there's a picture of Hicks with a Velve shirt,
yeah.
with the Velveeta room,
Yeah.
which is the Velve now, but
Is it really?
I still feel like people know it as the
they call
Velveeta
it
room.
The Velve.
They Soho'd
right,
it,
Josh? It's the
Jesus.
Velve only.
It's in the shitty pot town.
It's dude. Yeah, no, the Velve is what it's called, but it's the Velveeta room. But yeah, that's like I'm pretty sure that's the longest running comedy venue in Austin. I mean, Cap City technically
It moved.
has,
though.
but exactly. I miss the old Cap, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I loved the old Cap because that's where Bill Hicks recorded Sane Man.
Yeah.
Dude, that was bro. That club had its like a bunch, like a lot of history in it.
Yeah.
So that I feel like with all the new shit with Austin comedy scene, like all the clubs and shit, it lost some of its, like some of the things that made it a great scene.
It's more of a product and less of a culture.
And it's that LA energy where like, what can you do for me? Who do you know? Kind of shit.
I wouldn't know, but I believe it.
It's fucking it is.
There's a emphasis on like the sellability.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how many likes and follows do you
Gonna
have?
go do
Not
fucking
like
Kill
you have a
Tony,
good
man.
act.
I got my minute ready.
Exactly.
Go do
Yeah.
I want to be a fucking star, man.
Yes.
It's refining.
And
It's
you're gonna bomb.
refining the art for that short form, like broader audience.
Well, I
rather
mean,
than-
that-
Well, and
puts
it's the
asses in
wrong.
seats.
Yeah.
It's the wrong message to comedy in terms of, and I'm not saying whatever about the show, but when you're approaching it like I gotta have my minute, and it's like, no, you should be building an hour.
Right.
You shouldn't be worried about 1 minute. Like that's where it's.
I do think it's a good idea to have both from
Well,
like
of
a
course.
business sense.
Of course,
because-
but when it's like such a focus on a certain thing, it's like that. Get out there and actually like try to do some longer sets. You know,
I'm,
like
I'm
guys
say-
are
I'm saying it shouldn't be one or the other.
because most of these guys they could be funny for a couple of minutes, but can you be funny for 15 minutes?
Well, if you're writing 1 minute bits, you're not really workshopping it that much. Versus if you're like maybe adding that minute into a longer routine and seeing what works and actually whittling it.
Yeah.
Because I could write a minute, and I'm not a comedian at all.
Yeah, bro.
Well, there's that idea of like the real process of creativity is when you're taking away what you've already added. You're getting rid of like the filler and just making it as like streamlined and like,
Right.
perfectly efficient as possible.
Yeah, but it's also like if you have like whatever joke you do, you gotta pick because you're gonna have like how so many jokes to choose from. You're like, what are the jokes I do? So like my mistake was I did newer shit when I should have done something that's like an old reliable, because that's what you want. Same thing with what you do on stage. I'm sure you have your classic, the ones if the crowd's kind of slumping, you can, all right, let's do, and,
Yeah.
and
It's
you
about
know
reading
it's going to
the
get
room.
people back up and going.
Well, and there's a few different takes on it. So if the crowd's going this way, I have that.
What
something
is
for
that one? What is that back pocket tune for you? You're like, I need to get this crowd going here.
It depends. I try to play something more familiar, like not necessarily like Bruce. Yeah. I played that about
You don't know?
20 times the week that he passed away.
Fucking dude.
But then I put it back in my back pocket. I don't know. It really just depends. Like if I'm trying to burn out some time, maybe not necessarily because like if I'm playing at a venue where we're more like wallpaper and they don't give a shit what we're doing, then I'll like.
That's the thing
if I
about
need to
comedy.
if I
There's
burn
no
out the clock. I can.
there's no
play,
ambient comedy.
Yeah, right. Well, we're not ambient, but I'll play like like a Rolling Stone with no solos. I can stretch that out to at least 11 minutes. So
Yeah.
I'm good at getting the crowd re-engaged. I'm also good at burning out the clock. I don't know. It's just, you just got to read.
Got to
the
run
room.
out the clock.
Dude, it's a 3-hour trio set, and I'm tired of hearing me. So.
I guess it depends on the gig for sure. It depends on the gig.
Yeah.
That is that like the norm for you, like 3-hour gigs, and are you?
Typically, it depends.
You're gonna
on
make
where you're
more money, obviously, if you do a 3-hour
at. Depends.
with like a break in between.
It
or
really,
just a
it
straight
really just
set.
depends. Like if you're down here on 6th Street, they want you 3-4 hours with no breaks. If you're at a restaurant, you can do 50s with a 10-minute break.
6th Street fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, it's a good place to learn how to do it though. Like
Friends bar.
yeah,
maybe.
I used to host the blues jam there I was the guitar host. I wasn't the host, but
Yeah,
did that for
you were the guitar resident,
a few years.
dude. Gary still shows up there all the time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing Sundays and Tuesdays, and I had burned out on going to 6th Street after playing there twice a week for a few years.
Yeah.
And I never really paid those dues when I was younger because I got this pretty good gig when I was like 20. So then I came back at 25 and had not done the shit 6th Street gigs yet. So it was like
Yeah.
quite a humbling experience.
What do you think about the talent here in Austin? Like,
Musically,
yeah, like now.
it's fantastic. There's a really high standard set by the people who've been bearing the torch for a while. And people will come here and see that and go, oh shit, I'm not going to come down there and try to muddy these waters,
Yeah.
People that aren't from around here usually, people that aren't from around here, they usually show up and bring their A game,
Yeah, well, dude, it's like that's what it attracts, dude. It attracts. I mean, shit, dude. Like, this is the kind of town now where you just people like, dude. I was at last Sunday. Were you there at last Sunday when Kingfish was there?
No.
I played that video last week.
Was he
Kingfish.
at
He played the
Bernal's?
Hey Joe. Bro, fuck.
Was he at Bernal's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sat in or sat. He
Oh.
stood in.
I didn't even know he was there. I was just outside the whole time.
I didn't. I didn't know who he was.
Oh, yeah. But you heard him and you're like,
But he.
Okay.
He's the one that, dude, I'm telling you, bro, when you hear some people that give you fucking goosebumps and you're like, oh shit.
yeah.
Well, he's someone too because he's a fantastic guitar player, but also a fantastic singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's that soul, dude, he got in his voice. And especially in a live setting,
Yeah.
we're fucking so spoiled here, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
You work it.
Yeah,
like, fucking-
working at Continental Club and being able to see guys like Jimmie Dreams and Earl Pullball and David Jimenez, Josh Purdue.
We love you,
Let's
Josh
get
Purdue.
him on the
We love you,
cast.
Josh
Can we get
Purdue.
him on the
We love
cast?
you, Josh Purdue.
We're gonna.
John
Put him on the
Dees,
cast.
like you have so many great musicians and it's a great school, to sort of learn, how to work a crowd and how to feel the music. Really, that's what the most important thing is.
And a skill that I've gotten under my belt watching people like that operate is being able to get up there with people that you might not have even met before, but you're going to have beginnings, endings, you're going to have transitions, like really being able to do it on the fly because Austin is such a slapdash of substitutes and
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about. That
teamers, rather.
that being on that level, there's a level, right? So if you want to be on one of these stages around town that's like a legitimate stage, you have to be on that level.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like there's sort of like a ragtag but like underdog vibe where everybody knows is like I can break through here if I just put my best foot forward.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you got to be out there. You got to be in the game when you're not even playing.
Right. Out of sight, out of mind for sure.
Yeah, because it's a relationships business, bro. It's like anything, dude. Everything's relationships. So you build good relationships. You build from from that point.
I agree.
It's not what you know; it's who you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's people that move to town and will ask me, how do I get gigs or whatever. I'm like, you just go to other people's gigs.
Yeah.
And go up there and meet them and say hi and hang out. And
or hang out at musician bars that like, and if you know, but we've talked about them on this podcast already a bunch. So
yeah, if you're more likely to get a gig standing next to somebody who gets a text that says their drummer can't make it tomorrow. Yeah. Like less than 24 hours before.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I am available for drumming gigs.
Yeah,
pretty good. I'm solid.
There,
Jimmy, can I get the vouch? You got the vouch? I got the vouch from Jimmie Dreams on sit-ins.
Yep.
I am available for drumming gigs. A bill, that's fair. A bill. I need a bill.
I got bills.
Generally.
Yeah.
So anyway, if there's a house kit, 75.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, it's a whole scene. You know, it could maybe be a little bit more of a scene if it had more of a studio thing going. Because there's so many great musicians here.
Well, there is studios, dude. I mean,
there is, but I mean,
but there's different collectives of people.
It's more of like a live music.
Do you know Annie, Miss Annie?
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm glad you know her. You've been to her spot?
Yeah.
Bro.
I haven't been to her new spot. Her old spot was like down in the basement.
Wait.
Incredible.
Incredible.
It's just a lady's house that has a
She didn't move recently, right? She's been where she's at for a little bit.
I think she moved probably 4 years ago.
Okay, so you haven't been. Oh, dude. Do you know Miss Annie? Mm-mm. She gave the painting that's at the gallery. It's on the back wall. That whoever that drummer is.
Oh, okay, yeah, Frosty.
We'll get some B-roll on that.
Without your camera, just kidding.
Dude. But no, yeah, dude. I'm sure she was doing the same thing, dude. She is the coolest fucking. Shout out, Annie. She's like, Sketch used to rehearse there. Like a lot of people. Like she has basically like a space. And she lets local musicians like crash there. Ryan Howard, shout out to Ryan Howard, by the way. Best wishes to him, dude. Cause but like, and she just lets like local musicians, you just like hit her up. Hey, can we rehearse this day? And she has like a nice setup, dude.
So it's not just like,
and it's pro bono. It's like a whole like commune for legit musicians though. It's not just for anybody. Like if you're playing legit gigs, like she's so cool though. She's like such a gem to like Austin music scene. Yeah. And I love that Austin has those types of people, dude. That's the weird, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh shit, does anyone have her number?
You gotta meet her, bro. I haven't seen her in a while. I hope she's well.
I saw her the other day. I had a gig with
so you did see her? Okay.
She helps out Madness sometimes, and
yeah,
there was something where I was supposed to ride with D and meet him at his house, but then he wasn't there, and I ended up riding with her to the gig, and we got to catch up for the first time in a while.
Yeah. No, she took me to D's house one time, or his apartment, to help install a DVD player.
Which he watches with the screen off.
He listens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I installed it and I couldn't get the screen to work, and I'm like. And he's like, he was like, no, I have ladies come over. So I was like, all right.
Nice.
They want to see it.
Yeah.
They don't just want to listen.
I know people who want to hang out with me
pretty
and
sure
watch
I told
shit.
that on here.
So
What's up?
He's like, I know people who want to hang out with me and watch
Fucking
shit.
D, dude. He's
Hook up the TV.
Bro, he's so ridiculous, man.
He's one of my oldest friends here that I still make music with since, like, he calls me James. He's known me so long, like, since before I got my nickname. And he always says it like I'm in trouble. James?
James!
Yeah.
Dreams! Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, you've been around the scene forever. How long have you, like, when did you start gigging? How old?
I think I had my first paid gig at like 8 or 9 or something like that. My mom's friend let us play on her set break up at Arts Rib House on Lamar, and we got some tips.
Jimmie Dreams, ladies and gentlemen, playing live music in Austin for 30 years. That's great.
More, yeah. But I didn't start like...
I didn't start like regular gigging until like 12, 13.
Well, I went to this rock and roll music camp where we would... it was like a summer camp, but we'd practice 4 hours a day, 5 days a week for 2 or 3 weeks. And then afterwards, we'd play at Antone's or Broken Spoke or Continental or something like that.
Yeah.
So we have, I had gig experience before I was actually doing it for work. Like I met my first grumpy sound guy by like age 10.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a valuable skill.
It's like,
to
oh,
traverse
okay.
that.
So you're gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot of you around.
You know, as long as you just know, you just gotta like sound guys are like cops. Just be nice to them.
Yeah.
And you should be good.
Yeah.
Like if you adhere to that, the moment you're a dick to either a cop or a sound guy, like they're gonna make your life hell, dude.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And this message is doo-doo-doo-doo.
I have a friend who's a sound guy who recorded the sound of his neighbor's leaf blower at like 8 in the morning. And then he brought out his whole system and he put it up against the fence and started playing the leaf blower at like 11 o'clock. And whatever was right before the city ordinance says you cannot have electrified music outside.
Oh my
He
gosh.
just blasted, and then he got a microphone. He's like, "This is what it sounds like when I'm trying to sleep, and this is only a third of my system. Stop using the leaf blower before 10 a.m." And you know what? The neighbor came over and apologized.
Yeah.
And said, I can wait a little while longer.
Bro, I heard a rumor, and I don't know if this is true, because Robert Plant used to live right behind the Continental Club, apparently. I heard he used to call the cops on neighbors for playing music too loud. I don't know if that's true. I don't even remember where I heard it. It's like one of those old Austin legends, like the Quaker Parrots, the Green Parrots. The lady released them years ago.
Yeah.
There's like old Austin. Like I've been around Austin for a while now.
When you live long enough as a hero, you see yourself become the villain.
Precisely.
Ah, the irony of that is just delicious. I don't know if it's true. I hope that it is because that's fucking funny.
I hope it was only when they were playing
Ironic.
bad covers of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, or,
No, they were
they're
playing
Van
Stairway to
Fleet,
Heaven.
Yeah.
Or they're playing Greta Van Fleet, and they're like, no.
Here's a Robert Plant story for you. So apparently in the 90s, he was staying up in Seattle, and there was like the Seattle rock station, and they had this thing where at night, like starting at 12 or whatever, they would just play Stairway to Heaven for like 2 hours straight. Just
No
back to
stairway. Denied.
So he called them one night, and he like paid them like, I don't know, like $10,000 or $15,000 or something to never play Stairway to Heaven again.
Bro.
Plant probably took that deal. It was
Yeah.
like, dude, I've been dying never to play this
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
again.
right?
Yeah.
It's like that one and Hotel California, the two most played songs of all time, probably.
Yeah.
Well, Hotel's not getting played because of all the like legal lawsuits
Really?
within the band. Or I mean, like
Fucking-
it's still being
Dude,
played. But
Have you seen the Eagles documentary? It's fucking great. It's like long. You never seen this?
Music documentaries generally make me very unsettled.
Oh, dude.
yeah,
The Eagles, bro. No, they're
My
they
PTSD.
like so the guy that wrote Don Felder wrote Hotel California. Don Henley and Glenn Frey like collaborated like to like get like muscle him out of the band basically. And this motherfucker wrote their most like famous hit, and they're like because he had the audacity to want equal pay.
dude. I mean, with the Eagles, those guys have been suing themselves to
Have they?
oblivion. Yeah, like within the band.
They played here,
Eagles suing each other.
they played here on the Hell Freezes Over tour. Y'all remember that tour? They said they would never get back together until Hell Freezes Over. And then, like, I guess their
The
bank accounts-
final tour.
Yeah.
Needed money, so they went and did
Their
it.
bank accounts must have dried
Bro,
up or
the
something.
fucking Temptations are still gigging, dude. Like it's fucking. Some of these bands are corporations, bro. They're not
yeah.
even bands anymore.
Yeah.
Do you see the Some Kind of Monster documentary, the Metallica one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yes.
that one's.
Is that the one where they have their own individual therapist and then they have a group therapist and they
Yeah.
like remake their old garage? It's like during Garage Inc. or whatever. shit
That was
is-
during Saint Anger.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was
My favorite
I can't watch that
Metallica
shit.
album.
I just can't watch it.
dude, that snare is so good.
Yeah, right? It's so good.
Dude, that documentary is great because it's like it's a very, if you're a fan of the band, it's such a turning point in their career because they'd done like the first four, Load Reload, Garage Inc., all that stuff, and then like Saint Anger was the one where I actually think it was a success of an album because the mission statement, it was, we're trying to make an album that sounds like it was filmed in a garage of a band that's meeting up for the first time, except that band is Metallica. And I think from a production standpoint, a writing standpoint, it 100% lives up to that. But it's still, you know, not the best Metallica
What
album.
are you talking about? Metallica?
Yeah.
Okay. I was
there
like,
were people that said that they stopped sounding like themselves with the Black Album, but I think it's kind of like with Saturday Night Live cast. It's like whatever cast was popular when you were 13, or whatever cast was on when you were 13, that's the best cast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter what.
no,
actual-
this is the best cast. All right, we're here all week. We live here.
My favorite Metallica era is with Cliff. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, you know, once he tragically passed away, you know,
Dude,
Jason
fucking every goddamn rock band has somebody die, dude. It's ridiculous.
It's the Spinal Tap thing.
It's fucking ridiculous. I almost wore my Red Hot Chili Peppers shirt tonight.
Yeah, but AC/DC still kicked ass after Bon
Bro,
Scott.
that's to recover from your lead singer, especially when you're like of that kind of singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but after they came back with Back in Black, like, you know that.
Bro,
it was like, okay, they're going to be
It's
fine.
just tough because, like, if you listen to him in the 70s with Bon, like,
Bay down.
who knows where they would have gone. I think they would have gone a different direction if he hadn't have died, you know, because there's
Bon
some
Scott?
Yeah, there's some really great songs like you know, Ride On and
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, Long Way to the Top.
yeah, you know.
Best rock star death ever. Anybody?
Johnny Guitar Watson dropped dead on stage. Just like
that's the best.
like-
Dude, Dimebag.
yeah.
woof. That's a
No.
rough
I
story.
mean, that's rock star as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's rock star as fuck.
Colonel Bruce Hampton.
You know
on his
Dimebag?
70th
He got murdered on stage at a
Yeah.
gig because he left Pantera.
Yeah.
And the guy was like a fucking ex-Marine and he was fucking crazo. And he went with a 9mm to a fucking his new group, which fucking Pantera would have gotten back together. Like they always
did.
do.
Yeah.
And he fucking murdered him. Yeah, that's fucking rock star as fuck.
Colonel Bruce Hampton was really prominent in the jam scene. I don't know if you know who he is, but he used to do the like, I'm coming to see you thing at his gigs. And on his 70th birthday, towards the end of it, when he was getting his big standing ovation and his happy birthday at the end of the show, he like did it, but he actually died.
Yeah.
And people thought he was
Oh,
fucking
shit.
with
There's
him.
a comedian that died that way too.
And like, I don't know, to go out like at your 70th with a giant gathering like that just seems like a good one. But wait, I want to go back to AC/DC for a second. They played their first American show here in Austin.
Yeah,
At
at the Armadillo.
So they were supposed to play in Phoenix.
That's where like Stevie Ray Vaughan used to play and
oh,
all
yeah,
that.
a lot
Yeah,
of
like
people used to play there. Zappa used to play there.
it was where it was located, like kind of Barton Springs area.
Yeah, like right next to where Sandy's Burgers is, like across South First from there. It's
like a thing that's not
it's a
used
city
anymore, right?
building now.
Is it?
It's like the home for the utilities or something like
Yeah.
that. But Bon Scott like wandered off the plane in Phoenix to go hook up with some chick he met on the plane, and they missed their gig. So then their first American gig was here instead of Phoenix. And they opened up for some Canadian band. I don't know who they are, but I feel sorry for
like,
those poor bastards.
It was like Moxie.
Gotta
or
follow
something.
that.
Yeah, Moxie, that sounds right.
That I guess I haven't thought of that, but like as bands too, because in the comedy world, like following somebody that crushes, you're like fuck. But I guess the same goes for a band, dude. You know, like
Oh, yeah. Like, what the hell are we going to do after that?
dude. Yeah. No, but I mean that's why. Yeah, bro. Like that. You embody the energy though of a person. Like when you're on stage, like that's the kind of thing. Like locking into that level if you're trying to.
Yeah.
You know.
I like to rise to the challenge if I can. If I'm out of my depth, I'm more than likely not going to be on that stage in the first place.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. That's why I never asked to sit in on Tuesdays or to sing ever.
Can't bite
Ever.
off more than you can chew, man.
Dude, I literally did a cast with him. I don't have the cast. It was stolen. But anyway, and he said that. He's like, that was one of his things, Carlos.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ever ask to sit in. Yeah, so don't ask to sit in. But know where it's appropriate. I'm not going to say don't ask to sit in, but
I used to not know that was really bad form when I was like a 19, 20-year-old kid. I would just like show up at people's gigs that I did not know at all and be like, oh, God, I play guitar, let me play.
Yeah.
And thankfully people were nice enough to include me. But
yeah.
Now I'm like, if somebody's that young, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, here's a rope, see if you can swing, kid.
Yeah.
But,
well, and
or
it's
hang yourself.
And I'll give you the one chance, and like if you can't do it, then
If it's I've got a buddy who's like 16 now, probably a 17-year-old now, will show up, and I don't hold him to the same standard as I would other people. The other day we were playing at Sam's.
fucking get in, like go.
We were playing at Sam's Town Point.
Stay in the fucking
And,
tempo.
Yeah, our bass player is blind, so he didn't see who came up behind him. And we're playing some like cumbia, and the Bill Murray bum rushed the stage with a cowbell. And started, but the bass player is blind, and he doesn't see who the fuck it is, so he's just turning around like, play on the fucking downbeat, motherfucker! like yelling at Bill Murray.
That is great. Bro, Bill Murray, dude. That guy will just show up.
It takes a lot of balls to grab a cowbell and jump on a stranger's stage. And hey,
dude, I love him in fucking Space Jam. Dude. Oh man, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's a treasure.
He is a national treasure for sure, dude. Bill Murray.
There's that story of him.
His band was here.
Yeah. What's that guy's name? Dave. He was opening up for him. Dave. Damn it, I know his Instagram. He does a lot of comedy videos. But anyway, I got to meet a couple of the guys from the band. It was great,
dude. Yeah, that dude. Is he good? I've never heard his music.
Yeah. I mean,
what is he? He's a guitar player.
He's a guitar player. He's been playing. I think he's been playing in. Nope, never mind. Sorry, I can't remember. Too high.
Dude,
he's great.
He's been in some great. He's had some like obviously like fucking his own films, but then cameos like Space Jam, dude. He's got like little cameos in Zombieland.
Zombieland is the best.
Oh yeah.
Well, you fucking.
I was never good at practical jokes.
Do you have any regrets? Garfield. Bro. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man. We could wax on fucking Bill Murray all day, dude. I love Bill Murray.
There's that story about him showing up during South by to like jam-packed bar and over at Shangri-La, just jumping behind the bar and taking orders, and no matter what anybody ordered, he poured them a shot of well tequila. Which is
I've been
so
sober for
fucking
3
illegal in
years,
Texas.
and if Bill Murray, like, I'd be really hard to not drink that drink.
Yeah, no, you can order a mocktail.
I can only do this
and then
once
he'd
in
still
my
give you
fucking life.
Anyway.
If I don't take this opportunity, I'll go back to sober tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Bill Murray's great, dude.
He's got such a dry sense of humor. I mean, Groundhog Day, like, dude, like.
Well, and it's just like it's also a proof like there's so many different kinds of humor. It's just like music, dude. You know, it's like everybody has different tastes. I like personally, you know what movie I was just thinking about the other day? I need to rewatch fucking What We Do in the Shadows, bro.
Oh,
that movie is fucking
Did you watch the series
so
as well?
great. I didn't watch the series.
It's so good.
I'm sure it is. And honestly, it's probably a little treasure I get to have sometime later here.
They just completed their 6th season, so you have a lot of time to get through it.
Some
Man.
nice,
like, it's so good.
nice TV waiting.
But the
for
film
you.
is fucking.
Oh yeah, I love all the practical effects in it.
Yeah, Peter.
Like the practical effects in that are incredible. Like it's so like slapstick and goofy. But like those visual effects are serious, and it's like hardly anything with computers. It's great.
Dude, I love practical effects. Like one of my favorite movies of all time is The Thing, John Carpenter.
Oh yeah,
82, right?
Yeah.
Well, and like, dude, when you mix those in, like Jurassic Park, one of the reasons it holds up so well is because they did a lot of practical effects. A lot of that wasn't CG. Most like, a lot of it wasn't CGI.
Yeah,
it all has its place, you know, and I think.
I think we're over CGI'd though in film these days. It's too much, bro.
I think we went through that phase between like
fucking digital.
2000, like
let's go back to analog, bro. Jimmie Dreams.
15 maybe. We had like a big stretch of movies where it was just CGI. Like there was that one where like The Rock was like the Scorpion King or something.
Oh my God.
In the MCU,
I know it's hilarious.
That looks like a drawing that should be on someone's refrigerator. Like a 6-year-old.
It looks like bad fan art.
Yeah.
Dude, well, in the MCU, bro, I mean, it's just like ridiculous, you know? Like you look at like something like what I appreciated, which was like Christopher Nolan's Batman's. It's that gritty, low to no like CGI.
And that's something Nolan's known for. It's that lack of CGI,
but
very practical.
But to show like, hey, this is possible with a superhero genre, right? But then they also kind of oversell it. And then I didn't even watch Joker Folia. I don't even fucking want to watch
musical?
it. Yeah.
Fuck
that.
The Lady Gaga.
I don't even want to watch it, bro.
I went and saw the first one
saw
because
a
I've
little
been
bit. I'm
locked in
like,
my house for a
fucking-
fucking year.
Yeah.
The
The first one was solid, I think. But
no, fuck yeah.
The first one was great.
Dude, the first one.
It was good.
Bro, the first one hit me because, dude, they filmed some of that at Dangerfields. The old, Dangerfield's closed. But, and I used to do shows at Dangerfields. So whenever I saw the scene in the movie where he's doing stand-up, and I see the red lights, and I'm like, fucking, I know that is. And sure enough, I looked it up, and it was like, I was Dangerfield's bro. But it like that movie hit me in ways because I went through the nitty gritty in New York City comedy, and like, it's real. It's fucking real, dude. That struggle, and you feel it, and like, yeah. But the second I'm like, it's a fucking musical. Like, what?
That's a sequel I don't count. I don't think that has much.
None
tie
of these
to the
are, dude. They did
original.
the Dumb and Dumber. They did Zoolander. Like all these ones, it's like, dude, just leave it alone.
Yeah, it's the bringing back
Cut,
familiar
do something new.
IPs.
Do you know how many sequels Jaws had?
Something like 8, like 7 or 8.
No, just 4.
Do you know the only
But
Jaws
still.
worth watching? And same for the Jurassic World, like all
Is
that.
the first one.
The original.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both made by Steven Spielberg, actually, as well.
I don't know. Aliens is awesome.
Oh yeah,
The second one of those.
Ridley Scott. Like
There, well, yeah, dude, and there's like some like where you get like The Godfather too. You know, like you have some where it's the second is arguably better.
Well,
and there are rare sequels in comedy. Wayne's World 2, fucking great, dude. Wayne's World.
It's nowhere near as quotable. As
No,
the
it is, dude. He's like, make sure to go through and cross all our T's and dot all our lowercase J's because the guy's eyes like a fucking monochrome or whatever. They always do that. He did the same bit. He does the same gag in Austin Powers, where it's like the mole, and it's like find a thing and just.
Yeah.
You watch that, you're like, okay, I see what you're doing.
yeah.
Same fucking trick.
For the most part, I think sequels are a bit set up for success or set up for failure. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because like
Ace Ventura 2, bro, come on.
that was good.
It depends
It's
on
better
if
than
the,
I think it's better than the original. I like it more than the
It
original.
depends on if the story calls for a sequel. You know.
Well, and by the time something's a successful property like that, but then the second one happens by committee,
'Cause
and
it-
there's all
they're
these
gonna
different
make more money.
voices, and there's all this, you know, like when it was kind of Renegade, and they were just paying for it to be done because they're like, oh, let's see what happens with this. Once something is happening with it, then there's just so many more, you know, fingers in the pot, pie rather.
More influence
Yeah,
on
get
like
that
what
dirty
it needs
pie.
to include, how much screen time this one actor needs versus the
Well,
other.
this tested well.
Yeah,
Things made by committee, especially films,
that's such a cop out, dude.
tend
It's,
to not be really good. you
it's
know?
like, well, we don't think it's good, but they say it's amazing.
Yeah.
This group of 5 people think
That
that
have
it's awesome.
never made a movie in their life.
Yeah, they're thinking, yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
So,
I like watching films.
I like that Carrot Top fellow.
You know, where it's, you know, a filmmaker telling a story and it's something that, you know, they want to do, you know, like the whole sort of auteur theory and all that, which is like, you know, too many movies these days, you know, they don't take any chances. That's why we have so many sequels, you know, and spin-offs. It's like
and remakes.
yeah, because they don't want to take a risk, you know, and
Well, I also think that like certain filmmakers have their like voice, and like if you find your authentic voice in as a filmmaker and like what you do, like when we were talking about Christopher Nolan, like when you watch it, there's a thematic kind of through line in everything he does.
Or like UT alum Wes Anderson, like his
Yeah, exactly.
his
Style.
use of color palette and his use of symmetry.
and I'm personally not a big fan, but
But
Steve
you know it's
Steve
him.
Zissou.
Yeah.
You know it's
But
him
exactly.
as soon as you lay eyes on it. You're like, oh, this is, you know, it's either him or someone ripping off him.
What's his face that did Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and fucking whatever else? Abramoff.
Oh.
Is it dude? There's like those. There's definitely those directors that, you know, and if you hone in on your style, Scorsese. You know.
That's where I think movies have become a lot like bands, where there are certain people, directors, actors that are like guaranteed to draw an audience, but they're only going for that reason. They're not moviegoers. They're not like, oh, you know, catch a movie this weekend. Doesn't matter that. It's
Well, that's what the
low
movie star
budget.
is, right?
Yeah.
That's what the movie star's always been. We live in a time where it's weird though, because it's like we have this content generation. So what people are consuming for entertainment now is being directed like different ways than traditional. You know, it used to be that's the glam. That's the, you know, my fucking granny, you know, had entertainment, whatever, readers, the one that was like the tabloid, but it was like all fucking bullshit. I forget the name of it.
they make a shit up. And
Yeah.
And it was like the one it's at the like grocery
General
store in the National Enquirer. National Enquirer. And she would always have it. And it's like that used to be consumed, but now people are consuming different content. So the era of the movie star is kind of dying, dude. Like
well, it's just shifting. Like, you know, instead of there being like your Marilyn Monroe's and the classic like that, it's like fucking Hawk Tuah girl or something.
Yeah.
It's like
It's the rise
whoever's
of
got the
like,
most eyeballs.
It's the rise of the meme movies. Like
Yeah.
the biggest movie last year.
My boy
was
Ryan
the
Gosling
Minecraft
got that
movie.
riz though.
Minecraft.
Yeah, and
With
the
Jack
reason
Which
Black.
apparently was fucking hilarious.
yeah, apparently, and like the reason why it did so well is because, well, one is Jack Black. He's huge among that demographic right now, and also it's Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a theater
Dumbest game that's ever existed.
building blocks. Yeah,
In
I won't
my
get
day,
into
There's
we
just
had-
no
in my day,
original-
we had to put quarters in a machine and yell at people to their faces.
It's just like anything, bro, across any medium, and it's music, it's whatever. There's no original ideas are just not like they're not valued as much anymore. Like people just consume it as if it's like junk food.
people want something that's familiar,
Well,
that they know that that's safe.
Have you ever listened to Frank Zappa talk about the record companies and stuff? He's I don't want to bastardize him through paraphrasing too much, but when he was young, record companies were subsets of furniture companies. So there was these cigar chomping executives who knew nothing. They didn't go to shows. They didn't know anything. They're like, "What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. See if it sells. Put it out there." Like when ugly people could be famous. Well, at least for making music. And then like as it became a more profitable business to be in the record business, then all of a sudden you had these A&R guys and these taste shapers or whatever, and it excluded people from expanding the musical language and what was culturally relevant, in order that these certain bottlenecks, these individual people or groups of people would be
funneling that.
Would be deciding what is or is not acceptable, instead of just putting out whatever, because they didn't actually give a shit.
We're rock stars who do Pepsi commercials. That's what the president wants.
Go back to the mall that spawned you.
Dude, yeah. I still am a believer, though, that the cream will rise.
It always does.
Oh yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
I think it's too just like the nature of an audience to find something that engages them.
Right.
And with, the internet and social media, although we do harp on it being like very refined, palatable content, that is how people get their names out there.
And it's kind of a new Wild West, in that the gatekeepers have been rendered less effective. I wouldn't say entirely ineffective, but
Well, it's a shift now going from the owners, the creators and stuff like that, the labels, to the algorithm. And
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
like,
it's a
figure that
different.
out.
It's shifted to a different set of struggles, because now, you're going against the algorithm more than you're going. Like, it doesn't record. You don't need a record label, but like if you want to like get your content out there, like there's just things you have to be doing that it's.
But there's an old thing in publishing. Like a friend of mine, I want to say, like his uncle wrote the "I'd like to buy the world of Coke,"
Yeah.
and he was an arranger on movies. But what he did was he changed his name to have 3 A's at the beginning of it, so that when they went alphabetically to look for a producer, arranger for something, they just pull up the list and, oh, there's A. All right, get him. He's the first one there. So like, it was before algorithms, but it was still a way of gaming the system in order to come out on top.
Yeah.
Another band that did that, System of a Down, the reason why they're called that, System of a Down, is because they wanted to be next to Slayer in the record shops.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Dude.
Yeah.
I heard a Rick Rubin interview about them where he was like talking about them writing Chop Suey.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like they just like opened the Bible or something to like, because they didn't even have any inspiration, or they were.
Well,
Rick
there's a verse in
Rubin's
it,
fucking
yeah.
crazy, bro. Just the way he gets people to like, because it's his talent is getting people to tap into their own talent. That's Rick Rubin, bro. He does some interesting shit.
That's like the elements of a good
He's got gray
director
hair.
too. Like Tarantino, I think is good at that. It's like pulling the best out of somebody, not imposing it.
Another
on
voice,
them.
another established voice director.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, knowing what buttons to push and, how to get
Unless you're
the
Stanley
best
Kubrick in The
performance.
Shining.
Yeah.
poor Shelley Duvall. Oh God.
Oh, man.
Those tears
You
were
heard those
real.
stories?
Dude.
No, they had to do like upwards of 55
Yeah.
takes.
Like hundreds of shots.
I think Kubrick was legitimately actually trying to drive her insane and to just create insanity on the set, dude.
Well, it was a good finished product.
Here's Johnny, dude.
Dude, that movie. It's insane to me that Stephen King didn't like that.
That improv, because that was an improv line.
No. He didn't like the
He
whole
didn't
movie.
like the movie.
Well, if you've ever read the book, they're
Well, because
completely different.
exactly. In the book, the guy likes the kid. Like in the movie, he basically hates the kid the whole time.
Yeah, every Stephen King book that's turned into a movie, the adaptation has always been like, all right, we're gonna put a line on it. You went a little too far in some places, King.
Or like with The Shining, they didn't have the CGI to do the hedge animals that come to life, so they just made the maze instead because they didn't want to have to do the effects for it.
Dude,
which I think probably was better for like a visual media. It's a little bit more like.
No, it would have been like Jason the Argonauts. Like they would have to do like stop motion or something. It was
it was just
at
like
the time.
1980.
gross.
Is it Stephen King?
It is
Yes.
Stephen King, yeah.
Dude, what's his face? Skarsgård?
Oh, Bill Skarsgård.
Dude, he fucking killed it as fucking Pennywise,
I'm
dude.
Team Curry.
I was like, fuck.
Oh yeah, Tim Curry.
Oh,
he,
dude, fuck out of here.
Team Tim, all the way.
Get out of here. Bro,
Yeah.
no.
The original. Right? Yeah.
Dude,
the TV
Skarsgård.
series.
Oh, he was
Because I didn't trust it. Like, I was like going into that, I was like, we'll see. You know? And I was like, he got like in that shit. I was like, fuck, dude, you're getting real weird with it, dude. Like these actors on like, because you gotta, like, to act, you know, to be an adult human pretending, like, that's your job.
I went
Gotta get into
to
the character.
I went to school with one of the kids from the first movie. He wasn't in it a lot. He was the kid that like got all compressed in the refrigerator scene. In the second one, his adult version, he's the one who kills himself.
Okay.
Dude, he learning about like on set and shit from that. It was like intentionally scaring the kids. You know, it was like, all right, so we're gonna reveal him fully in makeup. You have not met the actor yet, and he's gonna be in character.
Yeah. Well,
So it's like have nightmares.
it's kind of, I mean, that's, you know, it's method acting.
They're
is what that
suffering
is,
for their art.
dude. Right. Well, guys, dude, it's been an hour, man. We've been up here for an hour.
Damn.
Time
I can
flies
tell.
when you're
I
going.
can tell because my nicotine sand timer just turned over.
One of these days, this was fun, guys. I appreciate y'all coming on.
I appreciate the invitation. It's
Yeah,
been a
man.
great time
We
talking
didn't
to
even
you.
get. You're gonna have to come back another time. We'll talk about Hicks because I wanted to talk about Hicks today, and we didn't even talk about him.
Yeah,
at all. Bill
we
Hicks.
referenced him a little bit, but yeah, I have that. I sent you those pictures.
Yeah,
of painting
I
in
want
my
to
house.
use that as a thumbnail for this episode. It's tell him what you have.
So my sister, for I believe it was my birthday, maybe Christmas one year. It's like this old piece of plywood that's it's kind of textured. It's almost like an oil painting, but it's Bill Hicks in front of like a celestial setting, and I think that's from Rant and E Minor.
Like a gun.
Or it's him going like this, and it's called "Stick to Your Guns." I'm
Stick
like,
to your guns.
yeah, and I sometimes will be waxing existential and feeling like maybe I should have chosen a different profession, and I can look at Bill, and he's like, "Hey, fucking stick to your guns, guy."
Hey, fuck you. Stick to your guns, bro.
Yeah, right back at you.
Stick to your guns, dude.
Absolutely.
Stick to your guns,
Stick to
Kai.
your guns, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, stick to your guns.
That's
Hell yeah.
stick to your guns. You guys know where the weight room is? Nah. Thanks all for coming though, for real.
Thank you.
Stick to
Thank
your
you guys
guns,
very
everybody.
much.
I would just like to shamelessly plug something. Go
Go,
listen to Lover by Ixagani. It's on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube, wherever you want to go.
How
We'll
do you
link
spell
it.
that band name?
It's Native American.
Hey, and we'll tag you too on our post on our thing, so don't worry.
It's a long story.
Anyway, yeah, stick to your guns, everybody. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Cheers.